we are solving this problem, smallest range covering elements from K list. So basically, we are given a K list of sorted integer of non-decreasing order, means they are in increasing order. So find the smallest range that includes at least one number from each of the K lists. So see here what is happening. We are given a list of lists, basically you can say. So see here, this list has three different lists. Okay, so we have to find a range which covers at least one element from all the lists. Okay, let's say K list, in this case three lists. So we have to find a range where at least one element is included from all of them. Okay, so there could be multiple lists, right? Multiple ranges like this. For example, we can have in this case what will happen, like if you check here, this is 4, this is 0, this is 5, right? Then 0 to 5 is also a list, right? Because 0 to 5 is covering at least one of them. See here, 4 is coming in this list, 0 is also coming, 5 is. So this could be one answer. Similarly, we can have another one like 4, 9 and 18. So 4 and 18 is another answer, right? Because it is covering at least one of them. See, 4 and 18, this guy has 4, this guy has 9 and 12 also, and this guy has 5 and 18. But we have to find the smallest range. So smallest range is the range which has, like, if we do the difference of last and end and start. So 5 minus 0, right? If we do 5 minus 0, this is giving us 5. Similarly, if I am doing difference here, this is giving me 12. So there could be multiple such things, okay? And we have to find that smallest range, which should be our answer, because there could be multiple range, but we want the smallest range for ourselves. This is what we have to do, okay? So see here, the same thing is given for the range, that how a range can be smaller than the another range. So see here, they are giving this b minus a and d minus c. Basically, the difference of them. So if whoever range has a smaller difference, that range is basically is the smaller one. And also there could be one more case, and if let's say difference are same. For example, let's say range is like this: 1 and 1 and 20 and 20. For example, in this case, what is happening? Difference is same for both of them, right? So in this case, which would be the larger one? So whoever has the greatest value. For example, here it is 1 and here it is 20, right? Because anyway the difference should be same, so both of them would be same. Then we have to take the one which is giving us the smaller value, like this integer value is 1 here. So 1 would be considered as the smaller range in case when the difference also same, okay? So these are the two scenarios to compare which range is smaller, which range is greater. Okay, this is as simple as that. Now we have to do how we should do it. What would be our approach to solve this problem? Okay, so we can understand here itself. So I am removing all these things which I just wrote. Now, guys, you can observe that for any range we need to have some start and end point, right? So we can start initially with certain start, let's say start equal to 0 and end equal to max. So max is like every programming language has integer dot max value, right? It could be the largest value an integer can accommodate. So we can start initially with the start point as 0 and end point as max value. Okay, so this could be our initial assumption. Now this max val is the another variable to keep track of the maximum value. So what we are doing is I have created one priority queue. Okay, and this priority queue I am calling track. Okay, priority queue track. And this priority queue would be storing the values of this class object. This class object has nothing but this has one integer called value, and this is the index and this is the column. I'll tell you what these all. So in any, this is our nums list, right? So for any list inside it, we have an index. For example, this list is sitting at index 0, right? This is sitting at index 0. This list is sitting at index 1. This list is sitting at index 2, right? So this is what I mean to say for this index, okay? And this is the column. So column means from every from every list we gonna pick certain value, right? And those values would have columns, like this 4 is sitting at column 0, 10 is sitting at column 1, 15 is sitting at column 2. So this is the information about the what column they are sitting. Okay, and this is the value. First one is value, means the whatever we are picking, whatever element we are picking, that value is actually residing in this value. So this is what I mean to say. Now we will store the value of this track object. Okay, track class object. So let's start. So initially, guys, what we do, this priority queue is basically based upon the value. Okay, so this is kind of min heap, so smallest value would be always on the top, and this would be the object that we're gonna store here. Okay, so initially my Maxwell also has the min. Okay, min thing, right? Every programming language has that smallest value as well. So I'm keeping here this also as min. Okay, so now see here. Now what we're gonna do is, first of all, from every list we have to pick one value, correct? So let's say I'm picking this guy 4, and from here it would be 0, from here it would be 5. So what will happen, this guy is smallest, so this would be on top of it. So let me put it here. So value is 0. Okay, what is the index? Index is 1 for this list. See here, this is the index, so index is 1. And what is the column here? So initially the column is 0 only for all of them, so we are picking the first element. Okay, so we have put it into the priority queue. Now what is the second guy? So second guy is 4, right? Because this is the second element, this guy is 5. So this will come, 4 will come on the second location. So this value would be 4. I'm just making the object of this class. So value would be 4. And what would be the index? Index for this is 0. This list is 0. So index would be 0 here. And the column is here also 0, because initially anyway we are picking the very first element of all the lists. Now finally it is 5. So value is 5. What is the index of it? Index is 2. And on what column we are picking? We are picking the 0th column. Okay, so we have initially put all of them. 4, 0, 5. So at the time we will use a for loop, right? And we will keep on putting these indexes accordingly. So when we are putting these value, we can check what would be the max value. So here we make the min, right? So we have to put. So initially this was 0, right? And this is 4 and this is 5. So what is the max? Max would be 5. So we will put Maxwell update as 5. Okay, so we have put it 5. Now we are looking for the start and end. So what is the top of it? So we will pop out this guy. We will pop this guy out. Okay, so when we pop out, what is the top of value? Top of value is 0, right? So so in 0 and 5, this is our max value. So 5 minus 0, this is top value, right? And top has 0. So 5 minus 0, so diff, what is the diff? Diff is coming here 5 initially. Okay, I am taking another variable, let's say this is the diff. Okay, so this diff is initially coming as 5, and before that the diff was max, right? Because end minus start was max. So what can we do in this case? Because this diff is smaller than max diff, so we can update these values. So start would be this 0. Okay, start value would be this 0. We can put 0 here, and the end value would be this max value, because they are right now making the 5 as diff, because earlier the diff was end minus start, which is max, which is a very huge value. So right now what we are keeping, 0 as a start and 5 as our end, and the diff is currently we are taking 5, correct? We have popped this guy out. Okay, so consider we have popped out. Now what we will do, whoever we have popped out in that list only, we will check what is the next guy. Okay, so we popped out this guy, right? Index is 1. So we popped out this value 0. Now we will look what is the next value. So next value is 9, right? So we will make the object and push it into this, right? So let me remove this popped guy. So I am removing it, because anyway we have popped it out. Now after popping it out, what we were doing, after popping it out, we are looking for the next value. Here we popped out this 0 index value, this list value, right? So what is the next value? Next is 9, right? So this would be greatest than all of them, so we will anyway push it into the list. So first value is 9, index is 1, and column, this time column is also 1, right? In this listed column is second column, so which is one index. So yeah, this time we have post this. Okay. Meanwhile, we check the max value. So max value was 5, but the new value came here is 9. So max value now would be updated as 9, right? So now what is the top of it? Top of it is 4. So we have pop out this guy. Okay. And this is 4, right? So we will check what is the diff. So 4 and this max is 9. So 4 minus and 9 minus 4, it is giving us 5, which is already 5. So this is not a smaller value. So anyway, we can keep it as it is. Okay. So we have popped out. So let me remove this guy as well. So we will pop it out and we will look for the next value of this same thing, right? So we popped out for this guy initially. So now we are looking for this guy 10, right? So if we make a new object, this will go to the bottom of it. So first value is 10, index value is 0 because we are putting this guy now. So index value is 0 and because this is at the 0th location in the nums array. And what is the column value? Column value is 1. Okay. Now what do you do? This time we will pop out this guy because anyway we are popping out the top guy. Okay, so now this was 10 when we post this guy 10. So our max value will become now 10 because 9 is smaller than 10. So this would be our max value. Now we will pop out this guy. So what is the difference? 10 minus 5. Again the value is still 5, which we already found. So we can keep it as it is because we are not getting any smaller value and we are looking for the smallest value. So now I am removing this guy as well. Okay. So now after removing this, what we will do? We will look whoever we have removed, we have to look in that list only. So we removed this guy, right? 5. So our next guy is 18. Okay. So now we have to push this 18. So uh, let me put it upside for this one. So what we will do here is like we will pop this out. Okay. So this is 9. So max is 18. So 18 minus 9. This is 9, which is greater than 5. So we don't have to update start and end. So anyway, our next value we have to look for that would be 12, right? So I'm removing this guy and the next value would be 12, which will come. Okay, so let me remove this guy from here and our new value would be whatever we are removing, that itself we are looking for the next value. So next value would be here, right? So this will come here. So first value is 12, its index value is 1 and its column value this time is 2, right? So we are done with this. Now what we will do is this 12 is basically smaller than 18. So anyway our next value will be as it is. Now we will remove this guy 10. So 18 minus 10, the difference is 8, which is greater than 5. So we don't have to do anything. We would be removing this guy. Okay. Now we will look for this itself. What would be the next value in this? So we remove this. So next value is 15, right? So 15 will come between here. Okay. So so now we will pop out this guy 12. So 18 minus 12. This is making 6, which is again greater than 5. So we will not do anything in start and end. So we will pop this out. Okay. So what is the next guy in this? Next guy is 20. Right? So we have to pop out this and the next value is 20 that we're gonna put here. Okay. So it's 20 and its index is basically 1, right? So 1 index and its column index is basically this time it is 3, right? So this time it is 3. And anyway our max value would become 20 here, right? So our max value would become 20. Now our top of it is this guy 15, right? So 20 minus 15, this is 5 only, right? Which 5 we already got. So anyway we are not getting any benefit. So we'll pop out this guy as well. Okay, so let me pop out this guy. And what would be the next value we would adding? We will come for the next element. So it is 24. So this time I would be adding 24. So 24 would come to the bottom of it. So it would be 24 and the index value is anyway 0 and the column index is basically it is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So and now new value, my new value of max value become 24 because it is greater than this as well, right? So now our top of it is 18. So we will pop out this guy. So what is the difference? It is 24 minus 18. So it is 6 difference, which is greater than 5. So no benefit. So anyway, I'm popping out this guy. What is the next value? In 18, one next value is 22. So we will make a new value 22 here, and we will put it here. So this will come somewhere here, 22. Okay, let me clearly. Yeah, so I have added the word 22 also post, right? So its index is 2, and its list index is also 2, right? So we added. So this time we will pop out this guy, right? So 24. So 24 minus 20. What is the value? So 24 minus 22, the value is 4 this time. This is a better value. So what we will do here? We will put the smaller value here. This is 20, and we will put this value, greater value, which is 24, because we got a new value first time. So now new diff is 4, right? I will pop out this guy. Okay, so let me pop out this guy. So I have popped it out, this guy 20. So what is the next? Oh, there is nothing next. This is 20 and there is nothing next. That means we are done, because we cannot go anymore. This list itself is finished. So we are done. So what would be our answer? Our answer is coming like start point is 20 and end point is 24. This is what we have to do. This would be our answer range. So let me show you my corresponding code as well for this. Okay. So see here, this is my class tracker whose object I was storing in priority queue. See here, val, index, column. This is what I am creating. So anyway, now see here what I am doing is, first of all, I created a priority queue of type tracker, right? Tracker object of this class. Now I am making this priority queue based upon the value. So smallest value would be on the top of it. And see here, max value I started with the min val. Okay, this integer max val I started with the min val, and similarly start and end I started with the 0 and end started with the max. Okay, so see here what we are doing is we are traversing through. I just got the size of this list. Okay, I'm traversing through it, and see here we are getting the value. Initially, see what we are doing, I am adding all list first value sitting at 0th column, right? Initially we have to look for the 0th column of all the lists, right? So I just traversing through it and adding the 0th value, the very first value. So that is why this is our value, this is our index of the column, not column, index of the list, and this is the first column of all of them, and I'm getting the max value here itself in this for loop, that who is the greatest among the very first integer of all the lists. Okay, now after coming out of it, in the priority queue we have put all these values, right? All the k values in the terms of tracker object. Now what we are doing, so while the size of the track is equal to the size of this list, right? We were doing, see here, every time we had 3, and 3 is the size of nums. So whatever we were doing, every time it was 3 size after popping out and putting new values. It was not going beyond that or smaller than that. So for same reason, I am checking it here, that while the size is equal to n of our priority queue, we are popping out the value here, and then we are looking that whatever max value minus temp dot value, the top value we popped out. If that is smaller than range, end range minus start range, then we are updating the start range and end range, correct? So in this way we will traversing through, right? And now see here, whatever we popped out temp, right? So we are here, we are checking that, hey, is there still some columns left, right? So whatever the size of that list, is there some next column available? So that is why I'm checking temp dot column plus 1, just like here, right? Here when we reached till 20, we were looking that, hey, is there some more columns? But the columns were not there, because 0, 1, 2, 3, we were at column 3, but list was only of size 4, so there were no more column on the right side. So that is the thing, if they are available, then only we are picking it. So that is what we are doing here. So if there is a further columns available, we are making a new object. We are taking that value, that what is that value of next column, and then we are making an object of tracker. So see here, this is next value, and index is same and column plus 1, right? Because we are taking the next value, and now we are adding it to the track, our priority queue, nothing else, right? And here, whatever we have added the new value, we are getting the max value. We are taking the maximum value of it, updating it every time. So when we are coming out of it, Finally, we would have the greatest range, means the start range and end range. So I am returning it in the form of the array. So let me execute this code. Yeah, so it is running fine. Let me try to submit it. Yeah, it is 94.89% faster. So thank you for watching this video. If you guys have any concern, please make a comment over there. Thank you.